Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Thursday, the 20th day of November 2025. Now, I'm going to go over some things in here. The scalp tools, the updates that I've done to that. Swing trade tool, I did an update to that. And I'm just going to do some live trading. Alright, you can see that this is a much cleaner look than this. And there were two trades that triggered in here, and there were two trades that triggered in here. But I'm going to go over all that stuff in just a few minutes. Right here, what I have showing here are two ES9 range charts. Alright, they're showing the same information, it's just this is clean, and this little, well, this gives you a lot of detail, where this doesn't. Okay, for those of you guys that made it to the, meeting on Tuesday, that impromptu meeting that I did on Tuesday, I traded 20 times, and I kept my DOMs up just like this the whole time. Traded 20 times, and the ES was 12 for 12 in that half an hour period, and the NQ was 6 out of 8. Is that right? 6 out of 8. That's what I had. Yeah, 6 out of 8 on the NQ. We had 2 stop outs on the NQ. Now, I've gotten the scalp tool pretty much to a point where I really like it. Where I was trading with one contract on Tuesday, and we were up $510 a contract in that half an hour on Tuesday. I'll do it with 10 contracts in this session right here, and we'll see how we end up. But I'm confident that it's going to be alright. I mean, all I'm looking for in here, you don't see it over here on this, but on here, what I'm looking for is a situation like this, where the blue and the black, you see there's just that little nub right there of the black. Right, there's this right here too. There's just that little nub right there of the black. I'm looking for when the blue and the black pull against the red. That just stopped us out. I gotta write that down. That was, I didn't actually put that trade into this. That was when the blue and the black go together all the way to the top, to 100%. But let me just write that down. So what I'm looking for is not what I just did. What I'm looking for is this. You can see right here, there's just a little tiny bit of black that's sticking up right there. If I blow it up, you can see right there, there's just a little tiny bit of black that's sticking up right there. The times that I want to trade is when, like right here. I want to trade when it's like this, right here, when it's sticking up and it's below the purple, like it is right here. And I don't know what that just did. It didn't stop me out, but it might have given me +1 tick. I'll have to go back and look. I think I have it set to give me +1 tick. Hang on, let me go look and see what that one actually did do. It did actually stop me out. Did it? Or didn't it? It shouldn't have stopped me out. My stop should be 15 ticks on that, and I shouldn't have gone 15 ticks. So, I think it said 1 tick. Alright, write it down. My ATM settings. Jose, I have a 15 by 25 bracket on the 9 range, so I have a 15 tick stop in here and a 25 tick target. Okay, so that's 15 ticks right there, and should be 25 down there. That doesn't look like it came out right. Okay, that's not an actual trade. I was just showing you. Let me just check that and see. Should be targets. Stop. The stop is 15 ticks and the target is 25. Yeah, it's 15 by 25. That is what it should be right there showing you. Okay, on the 9 range, that's what I'm using. Okay, Jose, a 15 by 25. There was just another trade right here at the open of that bar. It's too late to get into right now, but that would have been a decent trade right there. Okay, I believe I have it going to break even plus a tick after 5 ticks in profit. Automatically. So, this is all that's going on underneath the hood, but this is what I can have it broken down so it just looks like this. Now, the thing that you don't get with this is you don't get any kind of notification before it happens. Okay, over here you can see when everything's all on one side, like it is right here, and it's likely to pull back. Likely to get an opportunity here where the blue and the black get into the right places on this side. Alright, now this is what that meeting on Tuesday was all about. I went over all this stuff on Tuesday, like this right here. You see, that's a short right there. So I'm going to short it right here. And we'll see we'll watch it. And after 5 ticks in profit, it should go to plus 1 tick. Hopefully we'll go to 5 ticks in profit here. And there it is. Okay, it did go to plus 1 tick. That's what the last one did too, I think. Okay, so now we're going to lock in some profit on this. We're in it there, 16, and we have a 25 tick target, but we just took 16, so I'll just leave it over here. I want to kind of try to leave it over here for you. There's another one, I just missed it. There was another one right here that I should have been in right here. So I got 16 from that one, and it followed up with another one immediate right there that I should have been in on that too. Sorry, I wasn't. But we'll put that there, and we just write that down. And so this, actually what just happened here is it gave you a long from the open of this bar, and it followed up with a short from the open of that bar. Both of those would have been good trades if I'd have been on it. I'm doing too many things. I'm not able to keep track of it. But over here, you can see it over here. The same thing shows over here, right? So far I've had 3 trades. 1 stop out, 1 plus 1, and 1 plus 16. And the right here is another short right here. I'm selling it right now. There it is. Okay, we got 1 tick on that one too. I had a horrible entry on that one. But we'll see if we get another one. See, this is what you're looking for. This is not going to be a trade here. The black went too far. You see, you don't see that when you're looking over here. So the feedback that I got from you guys, yeah, I know. Well, it is. It is. You don't know what information you have there. See this right here? I should have been in this already. I should have just gotten profit on that. Should have been buying the open of that bar right there. Now, I feel like if I watch this, I get more out of this. I can be more prepared to take the trade than I can with this. That's the problem. I want to be able to prepare you guys for a trade that's coming up. Like this last one right here. We should have been long right there at the open of that bar. We would have taken some profit. We should have been short right here at the open of that bar. We would have taken some profit. We should have been long at the open of this bar. We would have taken some. Short at the open of that bar. We would have taken some. No, there's just a lot of opportunity in here that if you watch it over here, you can see it coming up a little better. Like that right there is 100%. That I took that out of this thing here. I took that part of it out, but that would have been what I was showing you on Tuesday. I would have sold right there at the open of that bar. Okay. Now, this is Kurt in here. Kurt B, are you in here? Kurt. I don't see him in here. Hang on, let's scroll way down. Oh wait. Nope. Kurt's not in here. This right here is a sell. See, that did not make it up to the purple right there. So now we're at plus 1 tick. We're going to go to plus 8 right there. Okay, so that's 8 more. Now, this is a real scalping thing. You don't have to have it on this time frame. You don't have to have it on this time frame. Okay, you can have it on a larger time frame. And we can jump to a larger time frame if you want. That'll limit the number of trades that I'm taking in here. But this was just another one right here. You see how that did not go up to the purple? That's what I'm looking for. Now the thing that I was showing in the Tuesday session, I was showing it with the red on the opposite side. And you see that that red on the opposite side does tend to work out pretty well, but it doesn't have to happen that way all the time. It does diminish some of the trades. Hang on, we just stepped out on that one. So I gotta put down my number of stop outs. Okay. Alright. So, yeah. I actually have this set up on an NQ too, but the NQ is really wild right now. And that would be kind of hard for me to show you and do everything. Regardless of which format you end up using for the scalp tool, will there still be arrows? Yeah, there'll be arrows and lines, Mark. There will be definitely arrows and lines. I just didn't get to that last night. I'm sorry. I didn't manage to get to it last night. This was a trade here. Did I get filled? No, I didn't get filled. Okay. I should have been in that one right there. That would have been another 25 tick gain right there. See, this is true scalping. If you're going to use it, well, today, anyway. on the 9 range on the today. Not all days are like this. Some days you can't go 9 ticks to save your butt. But today it's been pretty wild. See, that went too far to want to take the trade right there. You don't want to go that far. It's got to be between the 0 and the 35. Or minus 35 is what I'm looking for. Okay. What's my stop again? It's a 15 tick stop, Craig. With the 9 range, it's a 15 tick stop. Okay, I have a 15 by 25 bracket on this, and I believe this window is on top. It is. If you go here to targetviewtrades.com, I have all that stuff right in here. For the 9 range, it's right here. 9 range has a 15 tick stop. Has a 30 tick target. I actually have a 25 tick target on this, but it goes to break even after 5 ticks. I have it going to break even plus a tick after 5 ticks. That's the way I have it set up right now. Okay. So I just wanted to give you guys a chance to look at this. This is what I've been working on. And I've been, originally it started out, I'll show you how it started out. You guys might remember it started out with the divergence between the red and the blue. Well, the red and the blue is still there. This is the red, this is the blue. Okay, that's still there. But the problem that I was having back then were situations like, well, like this, where the blue goes up like this, and it goes sideways a little bit. Alright? That's the problem that I was running into. And I had to find a filter that I could use that would stop me from wanting to take a trade every time the blue went opposite the red, like it did right here. The blue just went opposite the red right there. I know I have the red on an area, not on... Let me slide that off for a second. I'll show you what I mean. In here, if I put the red on a line like that, when I originally showed it to you, it was every time you had that or that. There aren't that many today, oddly. Or that, or that, or that. But the problem was right here, where the blue dragged out like that. So what I had to do is create a filter that would stop you from taking a trade when the blue's likely to drag out like that. So that's what the black is right there. The black is that filter. Okay. Alright. So, let me put that back in there. I make this back into an area like that so you can see that stuff a little better. And leave it like that. Alright. So let me pull this over here. Wayne, you see the right chart, maybe I need a line between 30 and 35, as there is a line between 30 and 35. It's right there at the 0 level. You just can't really see it. Okay, there was just a trade right here at the open of that bar. Okay, so the number of trades that I've missed have been pretty significant so far. The number of trades that I missed that have been really good, successful trades have been pretty significant. I need to try to be on top of it a little bit more than I have been. This was a great trade here that I missed. If you look at them quickly over here, you can look at them a little better over here. This was a great trade here that I missed. I guess this was a trade here that I missed. It wasn't a great trade. This was one here that I missed. This is one I missed. This is one that I missed. That would have been profitable, profitable, profitable. Not profitable, 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 profitable. Oops, profitable. That would have been profitable. Profitable. I did get that one. Not profitable. I did get that stuff out, I think. We missed both of these, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I just gotta focus a little more. But I really wanted to show you guys this and give you guys a look at this. Okay. You see it's gone above the 35. That's why it's not triggering over here on this side. Now there is one rule that's on this side that is not on this side. The black, oddly, only goes to certain numbers. And there's like 40 of them, 40 potential numbers that it could go to. But there are certain levels that it goes to on either side. And there are certain levels that it does not work very well at. One of them is 20, plus or minus 20. So every now and then you'll see something in here that will look like it's a trade. That'll look like it's a trade. but it'll be at 20 and it won't trigger anything on this side because I filtered those out on this side. Okay, so here, sorry, we have a trade going on here. There's 4 ticks on that. And looks like it's going to get us out with 4. Alright, so now we're just about starting over again after all the trades that I missed. Here, go back to the middle. This on, oh, it's on top, I do. Alright, does anybody have any questions about this? Because this you can do, like right now, Daryl was just saying put it on the larger time frame. So we'll put it on the larger time frame and we'll watch it here. Now I gotta change my DOM around for that larger time frame. Hold it. Let me see if I got automated stuff on that. I do. Okay, I'm gonna go to +4 though. Okay. Alright. So I have a 25 by 45 bracket on the 19 range. Alright, we don't have any trade setups on this right now, but that will slow things down, and we're basically back at 0 right now in the overall gain loss. So it's like starting over, starting fresh right here with the 19 range. What I did want to show you is, I want to show you the NQ as well. If you go out here, go out one more. Here's what it looks like on the NQ with the multiple things on it. And if we go out one more, you'll see the, oh, I thought I had the NQ. Hang on, let's do it this way. Get rid of that, and that, and add that. There we go. There it is on the NQ with just this on it. So you can see the NQ's bouncing around pretty good too. Oops, that was supposed to be on the NQ, but it's the ES. Man, sorry, I totally screwed that up. I thought I had that preset for the NQ. I guess I don't. Alright, well, we'll stick to the ES for right now. So I'm glad you guys... I was using 9 range on Tuesday. Why the change to 19? I was using 9 at the beginning here too, Neil, but I just changed it. Daryl asked me to change it because it was going kind of fast. And today is a lot more volatile than it was on Tuesday. But I was using 9 range for the ES on Tuesday, and we actually got 12 out of 12 on the 9 range on Tuesday. So far in this session, I've had 2 stop outs, but I've missed the majority of the good trades because they were going so fast. And this should have been a long trade right here. I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. This should have been a long trade right here at the open of that bar. You see right there? So go long at the open of that bar. Bam. We should add another 25, 30 ticks on that one right there. Alright. So this is what you're looking for. This right here, and I have it simplified to show this right here. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all you have to look for. There's a trade here right now. It's not looking so good right now, but here it is. That was this one right here. Okay. And it hasn't gone enough to get the stop to break even yet. There it goes. Now it's bumped it to plus 4 ticks. I'm going to lock in 8 ticks on that. And 12 ticks on that. 16. Keep going. Nope, we're out with 16 on that one. Okay. And that was, well, you can see it right here. There were 2 actual trades right in there. There's another one right here. The first one was right here, and that's one that I actually entered on that time. I entered again just now, and it just bumped it to plus 4 ticks. So you've got 16 on the first one, and we're up at 4 right now on this one. So that was here and here. Okay, and now it's got a short, right? It should have a short right there. Yeah, it does. So I was looking at this side over here. So it's got a short in here. And here it is. Short, it's not looking so good right now. We'll see, it's got a 25 tick stop on it. Okay. It goes to break even. Well, actually it goes to plus 4 after 10 ticks. That's what we're looking for now. Right, so that was on this bar that it gave us that. And it actually gave another long trade after it gave... What the heck? That was on this bar? This bar here gave us a short right there. If I'd had a better entry, I'd have been... with some profit by now. It looks like I kind of screwed that trade up. Oh well, I'm doing that a lot today. I actually had a really good morning. Will I go bar by bar at the end of the session? Sure. I will go bar by bar when we get out of this trade. Okay. Oh, I know what you mean. You mean bar by bar, saying what's what. Okay, so it's got to go 10 ticks into profit to bump the stop to break even automatically. Now, I feel like I ought to bump this thing to break even anyway because I screwed it up and I should have been onto this trade already. It probably stopped me out now. We're right here. It went a little too far right there, but it's at a point where it could short right here and move down. But I should have been onto that trade with profit. And now I'm getting out with the stop out. Okay. But yeah, I will do bar by bar with you when I'm done. Okay, well, we got plenty of time. I mean, it's 2:54, and the majority of the trades don't happen until the end of the session. So we can go bar by bar right now if you want. I wish there was a way to do it. Well, here, let's just go like this. Okay. I'll keep this on over here, and I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll take trades as I see them. Okay. So if we go bar by bar, what you're looking for over here on this side, what you're looking for over here is, hang on. What you're looking for over here is for the blue and the black to run opposite everything else. Alright, but only a certain amount. You don't want to run too far. You want to run up to the purple line or 100%. Alright, this was the last trade right here. It's at +4. I have a horrible entry on it. That's why I said crap a few minutes ago. Sorry about that. 12. And that was 12. Okay. But what you're looking for is, like right here, see only the blue ran right there? It's totally opposite everything, but only the blue ran. So that's not a trade setup by itself. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's not a trade by itself. So what you want to have, what you want to see is almost this right here, Neil. You see? This is almost what you want to see right here. I didn't miss that one, did I? That's one I just got a little bit of. You want to see the black come out of this side and either go all the way up to the top or just go up below the purple while the blue has gone 100%. Okay? That's ideally what you want to see. It's like right here on this next bar, nothing, because it didn't go all the way to the top. On this one, it did go all the way to the bottom. So this right here, if I were still doing it, I don't have it automated over here to do it at the 100% right now. But I would go along on this right here where it's 100% opposite that, and the black and the blue made it to the -100. And if I go over here and do data window like this, you can see the area right here. Both those top ones are at -100. When that happens, and it's opposite, it's opposite the red, it's usually a pretty good opportunity to buy. Okay. So as we go a little bit further, you see that they did not go all the way up at the top together, and they didn't stay below the purple. The black did not stay below the purple. On this one right here, see right there, the area is at 0. Look at the area right here. The area is at 0, so it's got to be below 0 and above -35. So that's not a trade there. Then right here, nothing. Right here, it didn't go all the way down, so nothing right there. Okay, now I know it looks like a lot. Wait, I don't want to go by this one here. Because right there, the area is at -1379 right there. Alright. And the blue is all the way at -100. So let's bring this up. moves are right here. So you'd want to buy the open of that bar in that case. If the red were opposite, that's one of the other caveats. You can add to it if you want to. But you want to buy the open of that bar. Okay, and on this one right here, it went too far. You wouldn't want to sell the open of the next bar on that one, because the black went too far. Again, the black went too far. You wouldn't want to buy the open of that bar. Again, it went too far, so you wouldn't want to sell the open of the next bar. Now, this was the first move right here, it looks like, right in there. So you could have bought the open of this bar right here, because this, if you look over here at the area was -8 right there. So it was below 0 and it was above -35. Let's bring this down. So you could have bought the open of this bar right here. Do you see that? I know, I took the red out, Dan, because red was taking too many trades out. You can do it if you want to qualify it yourself by having the red opposite. You can do that. But I took it out, and I was in all the statistics that I was running on it. It didn't, having the red there, it didn't help or hurt that much. It would limit the number of trades. So if you want to trade less, then make the red be part of it. And I'll probably make that a switch, like a checkbox, if you want to add that red qualifier. Because there are some guys that just want to trade the opposite, you know, the red being opposite the blue. And so in the meeting on Tuesday, what I got out of you guys in the meeting on Tuesday was you want to be able to have both of these. That's why I'm running both of them right now side by side. You want to be able to have both of these so you can watch this and sort of get a feel for when it's going to happen and see this to really give yourself confirmation that it did happen. And this is the simplest thing. And then this is, you know, once you get used to watching this, I think you'll like watching this. But this gives you a lot more information than this does. This just says, you know, go long or go short. This lets you lead up to it. Like in, you know, in each one of these moves right here, as we go sideways bar by bar, you can see right here that the next bar is not going to be a trade. For sure, you know it's not going to be a trade. But you don't know that over here. You don't know that over here. You don't know if the next bar is going to be a trade or not. You do know that over here, if you know what's making the trade set up, right? So like right here, right now, the next bar could be a trade. I don't know. So I just have to be ready for it. You know, an up close on this bar might be a trade. A down close might be a trade. More likely an up close, but but if it happens to give us a down notch right here on the up close, then you just buy the open to the next bar. And that's what's most likely to happen here, not an up notch on a down close. Right? Yeah, I think I said that right. and it just went and did exactly what I said I didn't think it was going to do. Anyway, that's a trade. And here it is. My stop's at +4. And lock in 8. 16. And there's 16 more. But you see, that's why I think there's just a little more value in being able to see what's going on over here. Because I would have known over here that that's what we were looking for. You know, if I go, what time is this? 13:57. If I go all the way to the end right now, I would have known right in here that all this stuff was down at the bottom and I was looking for it to pop up. It give us that. Like right now, you know, it's already popped up, so I know it's not going to be a trade on the next bar. I know it's not going to be a trade on the next bar. See, but the bar after this, it could be. The bar after this could be another trade. It's not, but it could have been. Jim, I'm not putting it on ahead of time right now. I'm just talking too much to be able to keep track of it, and it's moving around too fast. So what I'm hitting is right here. I'm hitting the green or the red when I see that it's not too far off of where it should be. Because if I do that, if I just hit the green or the red right here, well, I'll do it. I'll leave my DOM up, and I'll just let you see the next time when it happens, okay? Alright, we don't have a trade here. We don't have a trade here. On the Tuesday meeting, if you guys watch that video on the Tuesday meeting, I left my DOM up the whole time. The two DOMs, the NQ and the ES DOM, I left them up the whole time, so you could see me placing the trades all the time. Although, when I watch the meeting after the fact, I do it so fast, I don't know. I do it so fast, it's like you would think I had already put the order on there ahead of time. But I didn't. You can do that. If the markets are slow, you can definitely do that. Be proactive, put your order on ahead of time. If you know that it's going to be a trade. That's the thing, you don't know if it's going to be a trade. You know, I want to create something so that, like the midline here will have some sort of a color when it's leading up to a trade. Okay, like this right here on an up close, this could turn into a trade right now. If you get an up close on this bar, it could definitely turn into a trade. You could bring the blue all the way up, should bring the blue all the way up, and could get the black just a little bit up, below the purple but above 0. Okay, so you would be looking for that. And if that happens, you got to be ready to sell. And this is, see, it's not, but it's 100%. So this, watch right here, Jim. Just click in the red right there, and you see it puts me in right there at the best ask. All right, now that was a valid trade for going 100%. That was a valid trade. Okay, it wasn't a valid trade doing just the little nub that goes between 0 and 35. But it was a valid trade for doing 100%. That's part of what I was doing on Tuesday, was that I took that out because it didn't seem to have as good results as just the nub, and there were plenty of trades with it just going a little bit like that. There were plenty of trades that way, so I had kind of removed that from the automated stuff over here. Okay, as you can see, it's struggling right here to move down. I expected it probably will. I should probably just get out of break even when I get a chance to. Yeah, I'll just throw it a break even right now. It'll automatically, if it goes to 10 ticks in profit, it'll automatically move it to +4, I think. Nope, it just took me out of break even. Okay. But, did you see how I entered the trade right there? You're welcome, Greg. Greg's made over 1,500 since we started. You're doing better than me. But if you got all the trades, then I can see that being a thing. Right now, I'm up 23 ticks right now. And we're just doing the ES. We're not doing everything. But Greg said this is great. He's up over 1,500 with 2 contracts since we started. But this is pretty simple stuff, right? And I know this over here, it gives you exactly what you want. It doesn't give you any noise. Lets you know when there's a signal, but you don't know when it's going to happen. Like if you get a big run down, that means everything's going to get buried down here. So you're going to be looking for the next move up like that. See, now that went too far, so it's not a trade. It's not going to show up over here. And so now you have to wait. And you know you have to wait. You made 500. Okay, Wayne made 500 too while I was doing something. Excellent. I don't know, there's a lot of comments and questions in here. I'll slow it down later in a little while. Like I said, I don't know why I don't know why I need to wait a little while. It's gonna get even busier as we get closer to the end of the session. But I wanted to do the line by line stuff. Jose, did you ask me for the line by line, or was that Neil? Did you ask for the bar by bar? That was Neil that asked for that. Jose, do you understand it now? See, this right here is a buy. And stop to +4, +8. Come on, give me a big one. There we go. +16. But you see how simple it is, right? Over here you could see it, and over here it gave you this. Yeah, I missed like 10 of those. Yeah, of course you do, Neil. Yeah, this thing here, I mean, this is going to be all put into, this is the clean B-Rev diamond trade. It's all going to be put into the scalp tool. All right, I'm going to put it all in the scalp tool. So inside the scalp tool, let me just show you what it's going to look like in there. I mean, I'm going to change it around in there because right now it's a beta, right? So beta means it's not done yet. And if I go here, and I go to favorites, scalp tool, here it is. And inside the scalp tool, let me slide this off to the other monitor for a second here. Inside the scalp tool, you have the different types of trades are right here. I'll group these. There's going to be this one, and this one. and this one. This one and this one would be the same name, but this one would be clean. So you can have all this stuff on here at once, or you could have the lead and the TVT scalp. And what the TVT scalp is, in case you guys don't know, what that does is it actually goes, when it sees weakness in price, this will go down while price is going up, so to let you know to short the open of the next bar. Alright, that's what this will tell you right here. Let me see, that wasn't too far. Okay, if you do the lead div, this has the fade right here. I'm going to change that to be fade. Alright, and this is going to say fade. When you have a fade here, when you have an up close here and you have a fade here, you sell the open of the next bar. Alright, those are the two different kinds of things that I started out with the scalp tool with. Now this was the first one. I started out with that, and there was too much ambiguity in it right here. Right, there was too much ambiguity. Some people saw a fade, some people didn't see a fade. Sometimes it's not all that easy to see. So I created this that actually went in the right direction. Right, that actually goes in the right direction, so you guys can see it a little more easier, a little more easier, a little easier, a little better, a little more better. That's funny. Sorry, I mean it's funny because I hate speaking incorrectly, but, but I just made a little salad out of that. It was like Kamala right there. Anyway, that's what those two are. But I'm going to group these as trade types. Okay, you'll have that one, or this one, or this one. They'll all be within the TVT scalp tool. Alright, so you'll be able to turn this one on if that's all you want. You want to have that clean. Or if you want to have this information on the side so you can watch it, so you can get an idea of when it's going to happen, and have the clean one to confirm it. You know, you can actually run the clean one on top of this if you want to. It's all within it right now, I think. Actually, that's not the same code, but I can put all that stuff on this one. In here, that would be that scaled, that, and that, and that. So you can run all that stuff on there, and still have the other one that tells you whether it's a trade or not. But ideally, that's what you want, right? To get the clean version, that's what you want. B-Rev scaled is what? Hang on, hold that thought. B was just, it stands for bunch, because everything was all bunched up. And reverse is reversal, and scaled means I scaled it off of the original numbers that it was on. The original numbers were some other thing other than minus 100 to 100. But I rescale things so that they're all in the same scale. Because if I don't do that, then you end up having like multiple things over here on each side, and it screws it up. This is a short right here. Stop to +8. Okay. Okay. So just trading ES, we're doing well, even though I stopped out a few times and I missed some really nice trades. But you see right here, right there, you love the left chart and you're making money off it. Good. I know that's what we talked about on Tuesday. I was trying to get everybody's feedback on Tuesday. You know, I don't do meetings like that often. As a matter of fact, that's probably the first one I've done. But when I'm creating stuff, you know, when I get closer to the end, and I know you guys like to see things certain ways, and I can make things certain ways most of the time. You know, the visual stuff. You know, the math behind it all, I have to work that out on my own. I had a little, I don't know what kind of bug that is. It's like a ladybug just there you go. Put it in there. And I'm in the house. I don't know how that happened. Alright. Anyway, hang on, I'm running over my cord here. It's about to disconnect my audio on me. But when I do those meetings, I mean, you guys should really try to show up if you can when I have those. If I have those. You know, because I think, I mean, I know a couple of you guys asked for a cleaner thing than all this stuff on Tuesday, and so I created that. I was thinking that on Tuesday, And I put it together last night, and while I was putting that together, the swing trade stuff, I still got to show you the swing trade stuff. There'll be arrows. Yeah, there will be. There'll be arrows. The arrows will be optional. Crap. I just got 4 ticks on that. I'm sorry I didn't bring it over and show you. I'll show you the actual trade, though. Hang on. Actually, it wasn't 4 ticks. It was 3 ticks. But I'll show it to you because I didn't bring my DOM over and show you. I'm sorry about that. It was right here. My stop did go to +4. It was 93.50 down to 92.75. It gave me a tick of slip. And that back on. That puts us 50 right now. So the left one is showing the trade that could have been taken on the B-Rev, right? It's showing the trade that could have been taken based upon this information right here. Yeah, the left one is also the B-Rev. It's just clean B-Rev. Okay, but it's not going to be called that. It's going to be called this right here, scalp tool, and you're just going to have to select which one you want to use once I give it to you. Okay, Neil. And yeah, Wayne, there's going to be arrows, and you'll have the option of turning arrows and lines on. And again, when it comes to that, this is something you guys got to understand. I'm going to have 4 different trade types up here. There's going to be this one, and that one, and that one. If you have all of them checked and you have lines and arrows on for all of them, it's going to be giving you arrows and lines everywhere. Okay, it's going to give you arrows and lines for every type that you have checked. And so they're going to be everywhere. And so you're going to have to be careful about that. Okay, that you only choose what you want to see. Okay. Right now I don't know which one of these two the arrows and lines are tied to, but I know you got to turn them on this side. You know, you don't have anything until you turn it on like that and like that. Then you have arrows and lines. See, arrows and lines. But that's going to be on you to do that. Now the scalp tool, I want to shut this off for a minute, okay? And I want to get into the swing trade tool because I did a change in the swing trade tool for you guys last night. And now there's a bunch of you in here right now, so I want to make sure that you all catch on to this. And John L., you should have gotten your scalp tool working. I mean, you're fully authorized on that, and you have been for a very long time. So unless that ID that I sent to you last night, unless that's not your ID anymore, remember how we had that issue in the beginning? Unless that's not your ID anymore, or you're using some other ID or logged on to some other thing, then, well, you should have access to it. What was I just going to show you? Okay, yes, I got sidetracked last night. Why didn't, Jeff, this guy over, I think he's over Europe and East from there. Either Europe or Australia, I'm not sure which one. But he had asked me to do something. He's been asking me to do it for a long time. Hang on. He's been asking me to do it for a long time. And since I was in there writing code last night, and I have to show you something in a minute. Swing trade. That's what I was doing. Go here and turn this on. Swing trade. Here it is. Okay. So we had a long right here, based on this chart. Okay. So there's 8 ticks. Come on. One of these is just gonna pop for me eventually. I had a pretty good morning with the ES. I killed it on gold this morning. I was up 111 ticks on gold. The ES I was up 78, and we're at 62 right now, and we're not even a whole hour into this. And that's with 3 stop-outs. 3 25-tick stop-outs. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to show you about this, the swing trades. Now, the way the alerts are set up right now, you have to choose the alert. You know, you have to choose if you want to get alerts, like you want to get an alert of the notice, which is the gray arrow. You want to get an alert of the black arrow, which is the actual alert, you know, the trade. You have to choose right now to do that. And when you do it and you set up in here, you go to TV swing trade, and the way that I showed you how to do it was just choose this, any alert function call. Okay, that's the way that I had showed you how to do it in the past. You can still do that. Alright, you can still do that. Or if you want just long trades, you just choose that. And you got to choose this now, because if you do that other thing, I wrote it in the code to do once per bar close, but with this I can't write it in the code, so you have to choose once per bar close here. And I wrote in a message for you, but you can go in and add more information to that message if you want to. But that will create an alert, and now that's going to happen on every one of these right here, I think. Let me just go look and see what I actually swing by it open. Okay, that's going to be the black arrow. It's going to be the up black arrows. I'm going to get an alert now. And if I go in here and I do it again, and I do TVT swing trade, now I'm going to get, if I do the buy notice once per bar close, now it'll be every up gray arrow, I'll get an alert. Okay, now I got to take these off because I actually have code in there that's going to send it, I think. Notification, yeah, I do have code that's going to send it to the Telegram channel, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to delete that. You know what, I can just delete that stuff out of there, I suppose. Get that out of there. Okay. Oops. Just undo the webhook. Huh, that's how I can do it. Cancel. Let me go back in here and see what I did in there. I screwed it up. Just undo the webhook. There we go. So now, when I get a black arrow up, it's going to give me an alert. And I'll put the other one back in. If I go to alert, and I go to swing trade, and I do buy notice once per bar close, notifications, the webhook's off. Okay, so now it'll give me an alert. Okay, it's going to give me an alert over here. It's not going to give me an alert anywhere else. I think I set it so it doesn't pop up on my screen. Right, the notifications. Oh, I guess it's only going to show me the toast notification. Okay, so it will pop up on my screen. So I'll leave that there so you can see it work. Okay, but that was the thing that I added in to that, because Jeff has this thing that he's doing, and he only wants to know when it's giving him alerts in a certain direction. And he was getting alerts all the time in both directions, and so I thought that was something that you could all use. I do have that set up, individual things like that set up with the TV trades. I took the easy way out when I created the swing trade. So I created that for you guys now too. Alright, so I didn't miss, this was a trade here that I did miss, it looks like. It didn't show up over here. Now remember what I told you about that one certain level? This is, it's 2187, it's not 20. Okay, I don't know why that didn't show up then. It seems like that should have shown up. Alright, well, on Tuesday, this is one of the things that I was taking trades on Tuesday, where it was opposite the red and it was 100%. The black and the blue were at 100%. Alright. But I found that to not be working out as well as I would like it to. So I removed it from the logic over here. Okay. See, so you didn't get an indication right there where the black and the blue all went 100% opposite the red. You didn't get an indication there. I wanted to let you know that I did that. And you also have to enable alerts in the input section too. Yes, there's a couple of things. Let me just start over with the whole alert thing. Okay, there's a couple of things you need to know. First of all, you have to have the swing trade thing on, just to begin with, while you're setting the alert. This is all when you're setting the alert. You have to have the swing trade thing on, then you have to check it in here. Alright, you have to check it in here, like that. If you don't check it in here, it's not going to work. Check it in there, and then you go to alert in here. And you go to your swing trade, and those are the individual alerts. Alright, now if you check in here the individual alerts, or if you don't check the individual, let's say it this way, if you don't check the individual alerts in here, and you go to here and you try to choose an individual alert, one of these individual alerts, they're not going to work. You got to do both of those things. Alright, now if you go here to alert and you just do TV, any function call like that, you do that one. Inside the TV trades range trigger, you have to have these checked for any function call. You have to have those checked. Okay. I'll put some text in here. I didn't put it in there. I should put some text in here that gives you a little bit more information about that. I'm not even sure if this is the right text. The close the bar open suggesting I think it is, but I'm not sure. Crap. This was another long trade right here on the ES. Another long trade right in there that I sadly missed. It went plenty into profit right there for you to be able to take some profit. I missed it though. That's what I was saying crap about. Alright. So I want to make sure... I haven't shown anybody how to take the free trial or anything like that. I haven't even checked to see who all is in here. But if you're in here and you haven't taken the free trial and you want to take the free trial, then this was the long trade back here, right? Yeah, it was the open of that bar right there. If you're in here and you haven't taken the free trial and you want to take the free trial, or even if you have taken the free trial and you want to take it again, go to tvtrades.com. Right? I don't know why that is so huge. It's supposed to be just a little blue one over here. But go to tvtrades.com. Just click on any one of these orange things. It'll bring you down to the bottom. Right. If you happen to be coming from any of Jessica's venues, then she's given you her own special link. But just click on that to take the free trial. Alright? And with the free trial you get access to everything. Everything. I actually, when I set you up with the free trial, I set you up as though you're going to continue on. You know, I set you up with no expiration dates. So, because it's just so good that I think you're just going to want to keep making money with it. You know I'm just going to keep making it better. It's an obsession of mine. I trade for a living, and I want to minimize... I want to minimize the amount of work I have to do, the amount of thinking I have to do. And this is, like, this stuff over here is so close to full automation. You know, I can write full automation stuff, but it's just getting it out of here and into individual accounts. That's the issue. Yeah, that's... Hey, look at you, Scott. Well, I have written it. I have written some stuff that works really well. 2 Daryls today, that's right, okay. And you're both Daryl M, too. I know I just started rolling out this last scout version. This last scout, this version right here, I could roll it out. I could roll this out tonight, but it won't be very neat. You know, I could roll it out when the meeting's done, but it won't be neat. You know, I'll have to make a video for you guys so you understand what all this means. You know, if you're not in here and then a week from now, you know, because there's a lot of people that are subscribers that don't make it to these meetings, and they watch them after the fact. And if I just dump all this on them to look at this and say, wow, and I'll get 1,000 questions before they even watch a video. So, you know, I like to take that, see this right here. Should have, if I did it right, it should have given us, alert if I did it right. I probably didn't do it right. You know what, I'm sure I screwed that up. Did I even delete them? I think I deleted them too, didn't I? Let me just delete it and we'll start over again. Make new ones. Okay, because basically what this is saying right now, if we get an up close on this bar, that's what the gray arrow is saying. If we get an up close on this bar, it'll be a swing trade long. That's what it's saying right there. Now, if I go in here and I check those two things, they are checked. Okay, so if I go to alert and I go to swing trade and I go to buy alert, once per bar close, create. Alright, so now it's created. So on the up close of this bar, right here, I think that should trigger it. The next up black arrow should trigger an alert. That's what that's supposed to indicate. Okay, almost there. There it is. Did it trigger? There it is right there. Okay, so it did trigger it. Swing by it open, so that is working correctly. Okay. That is not a trade setup for what we're doing in here right now. And then the next bar is not going to be either, I don't think, because it's going to go flat on the top. Okay. Well, I mean, basically, this is giving you all the information that you derive from this. This is giving it to you in one little move, one little notch. Saying buy, sell. Over here it's saying, okay, if this goes up over 100, well, everything else except this black stays down below. The black can't go over 35. That's what this is saying right here. Scott. So it's the whole idea is for it to reduce the amount of thinking that you have to do, not add to it. It will definitely give more opportunities. I'd switch to a 19 range here because the 9 range was given so many at the beginning, Jim. That's why I switched to the 19 range. It's not given a ton of them right now, but it will in the next half hour or so. As we get closer to the close, as we get closer to 4 p.m., we'll get more. I mean, as it is right now, we're up 62 ticks right now on the ES. Just trading the ES chart. We're up 62 ticks. And I don't know if I do 62 times... What is that? 62 times 12.5. 775 times 10. So up $7,750 right now. And for me, you watch charts for the gray arrow alerts and look for the trade when the black pops up. Notice that not all those work out, so you keep yourselves close. Is there a way to read the previous price action like I do in the morning session to better predict or confirm a black arrow trade? You're talking about a swing trade? Hell? The only thing I gave you all I could. I mean, on the swing trade, I don't want to put any indicators on it. The swing trade is the simplest trade that we have because you don't need to put anything on except that. Right? And it gives you notification ahead of time to let you know that a trade is coming up. And like on this one over here, we'll put it on this chart over here. The swing trade is the simplest thing we have because you just plop it on the chart. The gray arrow means if we get an up close on the next bar, it's likely to be a trade. Right? Gray arrows happen on the down closes. It says if we get an up close on the next bar, it's likely to be a trade. When you get a gray arrow pointing down, like this one, it says if we get a down close on the next bar, it's likely to be a trade. I can't make it any simpler than that. I know what you're asking me is to give you a lead into the gray arrow, right? A lead into the gray arrow, and I don't want to put any indicators on it. I want to put just that stuff in there. Because there are people that are starting, I mean, you've been with me for a decade just about. But there are people that are just starting out that don't know anything about lines and charts and all that stuff. So I don't want to put any indicators on it. I want to make it as simple as possible. Alright, so we don't have anything here, but we could have a trade on a down close here. We could have a long trade, right, on a down close. If the blue pops and the black doesn't make it to the purple, then that would be a long trade. Now over here, when you're looking at just this, you have no idea, right? And there it is, and it went too far. Now that is one of the ones that I was trading on Tuesday. I took it out of the logic in here, but right here, if I go back to this, right here, you see, oops, I'm looking at the wrong window, long condition. This is what I wanted. These top two are at minus 100. Alright. When those are both minus 100 and the opposite, the red is at 100, that's one of the things that I was putting in on Tuesday. But I found it not be as reliable as just getting this little movement right here. That is much more reliable. And so far, those have been killing it. I've had 3 stop outs, and one of those stop outs was doing the full black. I mean, 2 of those stop outs might have been doing the full black. I'd have to go back and look. But alright. So, what time is it? It is 3:32. We have about 30 minutes left in here. And did I answer everybody's questions? If anybody asked a question and I didn't answer it, can you just copy and paste it in again? Because the questions are really scrolling up out of view on me. There's a lot of questions coming in. And I tried to fully anticipate this, but you know, I can only prep myself for so much. Jessica, are you listening? I know you said you had to go. And you're going to come in late. It says you're here. Alright, so right there, I think. Hang on, did we get it? Yeah, we did get it. Right there. Oh, that just aggravates me. That just aggravates me. See, I should have been shorting from the top of that bar right there. As it is, I shorted from like way down near the bottom, and I'm at plus 4 ticks right now. A horrible fill. I'm going to lock in 8, 12, 16. But I should have had a lot more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Just do it. I don't know why this pen does that. Oops. Hey, it was 78, just like the morning. Did you get that one, Wayne? You just got that last one too? For 350? Good, Daryl. But you see, it's pretty simple stuff. I mean, I know it looks complicated in here, but I really simplified it over here, didn't I? You know, you can have all this, so you have an idea that it's going to be happening. Like right now, if we get an up close, it could be a trade. If you get an up close, it could be another short right now because everything is down at the bottom. When do you trigger the trade? As soon as it goes up, you buy. If it goes up like that, you sell the open of the next bar. Okay, if it goes up like that, you sell the open of the next bar. If it goes down like this, Carrie, if it goes down like this, you buy the open of the next bar. Down like this, you buy the open of the next bar. Up like this, you sell the open of the next bar. That's it. So, I know, Carrie, do you know a guy named George? Just curious. I know in here, it looks like a mess in here because there's so many things to look at. But really, all you're looking for right now, when it's all down below like this, you're postured for a potential short. All right, because an up close on this bar could bring these two up where they need to be, and then you'd be ready for your short. You just sell the open of the bar right after that. Okay, now I had a horrible fill on that, and I still got 16 ticks. Well, it was this one over here I had a horrible fill on, and I got 16 ticks. It was nothing right there. It's back here. I think I got from like right here down. So I guess I'm taking a little bit of a chance every now and then when I miss the good entry. You usually hear me say something when I miss a good entry. I don't really have any emotions and stuff like that, but this 1.5 hours that I have for you guys every week, I wanted to make as good as I can for you. I mean, and right now, you guys, everybody that said they're trading this stuff right now has made enough money here to pay for the annual just about in this one session. Several months, anyway. See, the black didn't go on that. If the black would have gone, then you'd have it. I know there's an argument to trade this, too. To trade it when you have just that divergence like that. And that happens quite a bit. It does. It happens quite a bit. And it works out pretty well most of the time. The one thing that I found, and I said this on Tuesday, the one thing that I found about these type of trades, if you wanted to do them, you don't need to be in such a rush to get into them at the open of the next bar because they usually pull back before they go in the direction you want them to go. Usually. Right? Not every time, but usually they pull back before they go in the direction you want them to go. I didn't want to put this in here because I know you guys will pick it apart and you guys will want to start doing a whole bunch of different things with it. Because there are a bunch of different things you can do. So you got 26 this morning, you got 45 so far in this session. This is pretty simple stuff though, right? When you start trading with these indicators, should we try to get 10 days in a row to be successful? That's a different thing. You don't have to try to do that, Jeff, because in here you're not really learning to trade, right? I'm not trying to teach you how to trade in here. I'm trying to teach you when you should put your orders on. Okay? Some people have these. Nobody has this right now. Nobody has this. The B-Rev stuff, nobody's got that right now. The swing trade stuff people have. Everybody that wants access to the swing trade stuff has it. But this I still got to put in. I've been working on this for like, we've been in the swing trade. When it comes up here, oops, I didn't mean to do swing trade. I meant to do scalp trade. Oops, scalp. See, it's been in beta for like 2 months now because I keep changing things. I'm trying to make it better and better and better, and as I make it better, the scalp tool, as I make it better, I know people start using the versions that I create, and and that's good because they're all very good. I'm just trying to give you the very best that I can make. And when I trade for a living, so I make money off of this too. And like the 78 ticks that I'm up right now, that's real money. And and I make it as easy as possible for me, and I just pass that on to you. But as I'm building things out like this, I find out I get down these rabbit holes all the time. And like last night, I had to stop at one point because I exported all the data from every single bar. I had all this information in here and all this information down here, and I exported all that data from every single bar, and then I wrote up this question for ChatGPT, and I had ChatGPT go through and analyze all the data and find out the best solution for me, and I didn't like what it came up with. And I started changing things around so much, I said, I'm just going to screw it up. So I had to stop. That's just what happens with me. How do you use this new one you have plotted? This one down here? Well, this eventually is going to be inside that one. This is a short right here. This eventually is going to be inside. This is all going to be inside this one. Okay? Eventually. But this, that's what I was showing you a few minutes ago. Okay, this is crap. Here's the short. Went to plus 4, plus 8, plus 16, plus 20 something, 24, 28. Wow, new lows is killed. The market's getting killed today. 32 right there. 32 ticks. That's a chunk right there. Puts us at 110 right now on ES. How many of you guys get that one? That was a good one right there. I should have had like 3 of those in this session. You got 30 on that, Jim? Good. But in here, there are these 2 different types of trades in here. Now, this was the first one. I'm going to rename this to be the fade. And then this was the second one because the fade was too ambiguous. So with this one, when you get an up close here and it turns down like that, you sell the open of the next bar. If you get an up close like this and it closes down like that, you buy the open of the next bar. Alright, with the fade tool, this one, when you get a fade in the overbought and you get an up close, that's not really a good example. That's why I created the second part, because when you get a fade like this in the overbought, you sell the open of the next bar. You get a fade like that where you get an up close and a fade, you sell the open of the next bar. But there's too much ambiguity in there. Up to trading views so you can use it. I'm going to, David. I'm going to. I'm hoping to get it done by the weekend, and you guys will have it, next week to play around with and start using. It's again, it's going to be inside the scalp tool. I'm going to load it all in here. I'm going to create a group up here of trade types. You'll have the scalp. This is going to be the fade, and I'll create the B-Rev diamond or whatever. There's another one right here. So you guys getting all these trades? mean, this is pretty good stuff, isn't it? That was just a short there, Jeff. Right here. Right there. It just gave me 4 ticks. I'm sorry to bring it over and show you it happened really fast. But we just got 4 more on it. Alright, and it's 9:43, so now is when it usually starts to get active. The trading starts to get active now. So, you can watch over here. You can watch over here, and when you see everything's below 0, you know there's a potential for a short. Or if everything's above 0, there's a potential for a long. Okay. That was the one that happened just a minute ago. And we're just waiting right now for another potential short right here, actually. And you know, the ES, this is the low of the day on the ES right here. The ES is getting smashed today. I had done some analysis this morning saying I thought it was going to get down to 64 by the end of next week, or actually by Thanksgiving. It could get there today. Okay, if you haven't taken a free trial, you should really take the free trial. Alright, you get access to everything when you take the free trial. And carry C. Yeah, that is true. That's what the black thing is for, Daryl, to eliminate the flat spots. And when you get the flat spots here, the black thing is to eliminate those. So you don't think of a trade when it's going into a flat spot. That is what I've been working on for the past month, trying to eliminate that flat spot. You know, some of you guys on Tuesday's meeting, okay, you're a great weekend too. In Tuesday's meeting, I had shown, you know, the way that it was when I first showed you this stuff. When I first showed you these things. Let me shut that guy off. And all we were looking at were the divergences between these. The blue and the red, the blue and the red. And those divergences are still there, they still happen. Like this. Okay, and like that. But you still get the flat spots in there. And so for the last month I've been trying to figure out a way to eliminate those flat spots. And I did. Here it is. That eliminates the flat spot damage. Or potential damage. Total arrow. I'll rename that too. It'll be more appropriate. On average, what is the best time to trade during the day? Like I say, now is a good time. Now is a good time, Dan. For me, from 9:27 to 9:30. That's my best time of the day. 9:27 to 9:30. Yes, Greg, it will be. I gotta put it into the code right now. It's not into the scalp tool yet. But I mean, I can put it in there today. I can get this stuff into the code today, into the scalp tool today, but it'll be really messy. In this session, you were up over 2K, Greg? Sweet. Yeah, this part I can easily put into the scalp tool. Alright. Getting this part in, I know I gotta put all this in to make this work, but making this a visible thing that's not gonna be hideous is a lot of code. 2 contracts? Excellent. Well, you want to sign up for the annual if you haven't yet. And you may have already, I'm not sure. But the annual is the cheapest. I haven't gone through any of that stuff, have I? Here's the TV trades thing. If you click on that, you go all the way down to the bottom. This is what it costs for the weekly. This is the monthly. The monthly is 20.7% cheaper than the weekly. And the $9.97, the annual, is 30.7% cheaper than the weekly. The weekly is the cheapest to get into for 25 bucks. But whatever you want to do, it's all good for me. You know, it's all levels give you the same access to everything. Okay. So get in there, sign up, and I'll get your stuff out to you today. I'm going to really try to get this stuff in there today, but I got a lot of... Today's been a really long day. I have a lot of meetings today, and I still have more after this one. And I still have more people that want to meet. I'm taking one day off. But you are welcome, Jeff. I hope it is working out for everybody. I mean, right now we could have a trade on an up close over here. We could have a trade on the yes right now. Still could be on an up close. We could have a trade here on an up close. We sell the open of the next bar on an up close. You see what it's trying to do? As price is moving down like this, and it gives you that one hiccup, it lets you know it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. Right, I've been trying to find that solution for years. Dramatic images of cargo plane erupting into flames. See, right now, I should have just gotten... I think I did just get a little notice over here. I go here. And log. There it is. There it is. There's the notice. Alright, and that was not a trade. That went above the 35, so it was not a trade in there. That was the notice that I created earlier with you guys. Remember that alert? This is when it gives all the information. I couldn't get it to give all the information this time for some reason. Alright, this is a trade right here. On the yes. I'm going to get rid of those alerts right now. Okay, there, got rid of it. Alright, let me pop that off of there. And... so, you took the black arrow trade just then. This black arrow trade right here, Hal? Good. Good, that worked out really well. The swing trades have been working out really well today. They have. Alright, that was my fourth stop out right there, guys. I took that one, and it just stopped me out. I'm sorry to bring my DOM over and show you, but I really did. And it puts me back down below 100. But, let's see. 90, 89. 89 ticks. Alright, so I expect in the next few minutes here, we'll probably have a few more trades popping up. Ooh, it's good stuff, right, Mark? I've been working on this. Alright, there's a short here on this side. I might stop at +4. Why did that show up on this side? Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Okay, that one showed up, but this one right here at 1551, 1551.04, this one right here was the one that showed up here. It didn't show up there, I don't know why. This one here, I just had that one on too, and it just gave me another +4 ticks. Okay, sorry, I can show you the 4 ticks, I think. Let me check and make sure it was actually 4. It was not. It was actually 3. I'll show you the 3. Wait a minute. Oh, there it was. Okay, here it is. It was actually not 3 either. I thought it was 3, but it wasn't 3. It's actually -1. I'm not going to count that as a stop. I'll call that a break even. The slippage, it slipped me 5 ticks. Alright, so pretty good stuff, pretty easy. Good session, you think? Oops. So all we're looking for is for one of these things to happen right here. I don't know how I ended up losing 1 tick on that. I don't know. But that went too far. That's not a trade. Alright, well, we have about 6 minutes left. We could have 5 more trades here in 6 minutes. So we'll see. Right now we're at plus 92. We've had 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 trades with 4 stop outs so far. And 2 of those stop outs weren't even using the stuff that I got going here. 2 of them were using things that I did on Tuesday, but I decided not to include anymore. Carrie C. You didn't answer me. Do you know a guy named George? Carrie C. This guy in the Air Force years ago named George. He could be your dad. It was so long ago. So, the blue's already here, so it's not going to be a trade on the down close. Right, so you know that's not going to be a thing. But now everything is down here, so the next one could be a trade on an up close. Right, the next one could be a trade on an up close. Could be another short on an up close. So we had a pretty good group in here today. I'm sorry if you guys missed the message about not doing a meeting yesterday. Now next Wednesday is the day before a holiday, so I'm kind of torn about doing one next Wednesday. I think I'll probably do one, but maybe we'll just do an hour next week because it's the day before a holiday. Okay, so we're looking for the up close here to give us almost that. It went just a little bit too far right there. Just a little bit too far. See, last night I was writing stuff where it didn't matter. It didn't matter how far it went. Got into this. When I get really tired, I get all over the map. So this swing trade worked out well. That one worked out well. That one was enough to get you to stop to break even. Swing trades, they're looking pretty good today. Most of them. That one didn't work out so well. Most of them are working out really well, though. So, at the high of the session, we're at 114 ticks on the ES. We're down to 92 right now. Up close on the next bar would be a swing trade long, but it's possible it'll be a scalp trade short. And no, I have not gone through to see if when you have a contradiction like that, which one usually works out or anything like that. Because with swing trades, you know, they're much longer term. You know, the swing trade, you should go from black to gray. That's how you should be trading that. Either black to the prior swing high or black to gray. Meaning, when you get into a trade like this, go from black to gray. Black to gray. That's what swing trades are. And you can use it for scalping, like we do. Let's see, and we should have... Oh, I can't. I shut those off. But we would add another notification over there with that new alert that I created for the swing trade. And nothing. This is the stock channel. Thomas, I think, was having trouble getting into the stock channel. This is a short right here on the ES. This one even has the red going the opposite. See how it goes. This will probably be our last trade. It is going to be our last trade. So we'll see how this one goes right here. I shorted it a second after I got into it here, but we'll see how it goes. It's going to go 10 ticks into profit to get that stop to plus a point. I think it's 10 ticks. 12 ticks into profit to get the stop to plus a point. No, 10 ticks on the 19. I don't know what I got. It's plus a point now. We'll see where it goes. 1 point. Be our last trade. 1 point. Alright, that's going to be it. We're going to wrap it up with 96 ticks. So, if we get our Wednesday total thing here, I had started here. We only traded the ES, right? 96 ticks total. Oops, I got to copy this. So 12,000 bucks. Alright, and we had a total of 5, 10, 15, 16. 5, 10, doesn't seem right. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17 trades. 17 trades with 4 stopouts. 70, that doesn't seem right, does it? 76% of it. Oh, wait, we had more than that. Okay, that's what it is. I missed 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22 trades. Alright, that's better. 22 trades. I knew that number seemed low. There we go, 81% of our trades. 81% of our trades are break even or better. And we're at 12,000 bucks. Trading just this hour and a half with 10 contracts. If it were just one contract, it's 1,200 bucks. And that is enough for the annual. Do you put in a buy sell on the bar close, high low prior to it? Yeah, I can look at it there too. I'm going to stop keeping track of it, but we can look at it over there, Clive. Let me shut off the recording here. Well, first, let me answer any questions. Neil, I had shown, when I had my DOM over here, I was showing you how I do it. When I have a trade, usually, if I know ahead of time where the bar is going to close, and I know it's going to be the thing, like with the swing trade thing, I could put an order on ahead of time and have it waiting. But with the with the scalp thing, with this, I don't know for sure it's going to be a trade until the bar closes, so I can't put an order on ahead of time. So what I do is, if it's a trade and I know it's going to be a long trade, I just hover over the green right here. Now I have it set up so if I click right here, right now, it's going to be a limit order right here. Or right here, whatever the best bid is. Alright, if I click in the green, it's going to give me a limit order right here. Okay, and if I click in the red, it's going to give me a limit order right there at the best ask. That's the way that I'm entering this, with this setup. Now with the swing trade, I know ahead of time that the bar and up close on this bar is likely going to give me the exact thing that I want, so I can put a buy stop limit order one tick above where the bar is going to close, because I know ahead of time. I know ahead of time where the bar is going to close. I know ahead of time that it's going to be a trade setup. With this, I don't know ahead of time that it's going to be a trade setup, so I got to wait until the bar actually closes to put the order on. Okay. All right. So let me just change this to an NQ for a few minutes. Okay. Now we've done our thing here with the ES, and I'll change it to an NQ. I'm not going to take any trades, but I just want to show you guys what it looks like on the NQ. We'll go to a 47 range on the NQ. Alright. Okay, we'll go to a 47 range on both of these on the NQ. And you can watch it for a few minutes here on the NQ and see the same things. Okay, like right here. That little nova right there. I'll give you one. Right here, you buy the open of the next bar. Right here, you buy the open of the next bar. Okay. It's the same thing. You see it, Clive? Right here, you'd sell the open of that bar. Now this is a 47 range, so from there to there is probably like 40 ticks, just about. 10 points. It's the same stuff. Okay, if I blow this one up, you can just see them all in here. Right, you'd sell the open of that bar, and it immediately told you to buy the open of that bar. So you sell the open of that bar, reverse it, buy the open of that bar. This one said to buy the open of this bar. This one said to sell the open of that bar. This said to sell the open of that bar. This said to sell the open of this bar right here. It said to sell the open of that bar. This said to sell the open of that bar. This said to sell the open of that bar. This said to buy the open of this bar. So this is the first one that might not have worked out. This said to buy the open of this bar, which would have been okay, and sell the open of this bar, which would have been a really nice trade. Okay, buy the open of that bar, buy the open of that bar, buy the open of that bar. That would have been one that didn't work out too, looks like. This said to sell the open of that bar. Again, that's like 35 ticks in there. Buy the open of that bar, that would have worked out fine. Buy the open of that bar, would have worked out fine. You see. Good, Cliff. So it's all good stuff, right? Alright, again, if you haven't taken the trial and you want to take the trial, go to tvtrades.com, click on any one of these orange buttons on, it's going to be down to the bottom. Sign up for the trial here. Okay? This meeting, guys, will be posted here at targetvtrades.com. Go to upcoming and past webinars. It will be posted right here. Alright, this was last week's, and this one will be put down here, where all the prior ones are put. This one will be put down here, and this week's will be posted right here, and you'll be able to sign up for next week's in here. Now next week, I'm not sure I'm going to do a whole 2 hours, or hour and a half next week, because it's Wednesday before a holiday. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next week on Wednesday. So I'm figuring I'll still do one, but it'll probably be for an hour. Or it might even be better to move it to Tuesday and do it on Tuesday afternoon. There'll probably be more action there on Tuesday. Cliff, this is TV Trades, it's not TIQ, so you're not going to be seeing anything in this tonight. Do I mark videos that are more instructional? I don't really. I give you an idea of what happened in there. But they're all pretty much, the Wednesday meetings are all pretty much instructional videos. I don't just sit there and trade in the Wednesday meetings. You know, the one that I did on Tuesday, was pretty much just trading. I got in there and just traded with one contract and was up $510 in a half an hour on Tuesday. I don't even have that one posted in here. That went out in an email. Let me see. I have this here. Paste. Okay. Alright. Well, that's it, guys. I guess I'm going to wrap it up. Let me shut the recording off right here anyway.